But we've got to try and keep it all together. Look at that. That is our mac and cheese meatloaf made. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a combination, a real cracker. We're making a meatloaf with mac and cheese. We're getting both, bringing it together. You know, mac and cheese, we all love mac and cheese, but it's mac and cheese. We all love meatloaf. It's meatloaf. But you know, pasta and meat go very well together. So let's bring this together and make a mac and cheese meatloaf. Pan of boiling water, we want some cooked macaroni. In there. Packet instructions, just cook it. Chuck in some salt if you want salt in there. So just cook away until it's cooked. And then all we're going to do is drain it. So what we have to be doing is making the flavors of a meatloaf. That is my ground beef. This is my seasoning. I've got garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. I'm also going to use some Italian seasoning in there. I want a really fantastic flavor in my meatloaf. So this is going to be more or less the flavorings of a meatloaf. It's changed with the Italian seasoning. And we're going to cook off some onion and garlic and we're going to add that. Right, I want a little bit of Worcester sauce in there. Up to a tablespoon. Ketchup. Ketchup always in a meatloaf. Either on top or in. And we're going to do both. We got some breadcrumbs. And we've got an egg. Give that a little mix in, and in it goes. Hand in, bring it all together, and we are going to part cook this. We're going to get it in a pan, we're going to start cooking it, see if we can get some browning on it, some sear on it a little bit for flavouring, and then we're going to finish it off in a 2-pound loaf tin. So that is our flavourings for our meatloaf, which you will normally see. Let's get that in a pan and start cooking it. In fact, we'll cook the onions and garlic first, then this. So grab yourself a pan, a little bit of oil. You can use butter as well if you want, that's up to you. Flame on, onions and garlic in there. Now you don't have to overcook these if you get a bit of colour on. Fantastic. So all we're doing is cooking that rawness off that garlic and onions. A little bit of colour, not a problem, and then we're going to chuck our meat in. And we want to really cook our meat to about 80%. If it goes further, it doesn't matter. Because it's going to be cooked inside the oven. Okay, we're getting a little tinge on there, look. In there with our meat. Start breaking it up, start cooking it down. But as you can see, we're already getting a bit of a colour on there. That is just what we want. So, you know, if you can get a little bit of tinge on here, that'd be brilliant, you know. That's going to put that flavour inside the meatloaf. So there we go, we got a quite nice bit of colour on there. We've cooked out that moisture. It's not 100% cooked, as you can see, it's still got a little bit of pink. That is perfect. Let's just let that cool down and we're going to make our mac and cheese sauce. Fabulous. Okay, we want to be making a roux. So we want a couple of tablespoons of butter in there. Ah, that got it, I reckon. Nice little twizzle whizzle. So we want to be going in there with a couple of tablespoons of flour. Just have that cooked in. Nice and straightforward, come on. Just give it a little minute in there. Let it cook that rawness out. And we want to be going in there with our milk. Nice little stir around. It's going to thicken up naturally. Just let it come back up there and start thickening. I want to go in there with a little bit of black pepper. And I'm going to go in with some mustard. Now this is English mustard. You can go in with Dijon if you want. That's up to you. I'm going to go in with about a teaspoon of English mustard. Get that lovely mustard undertone in there. And you know, it's not spicy in any way. It's just an undertone. It's like a umami flavour that hides in the back there. So it's a nice little stir around. Let it start to thicken up, and then we're going to put some cheddar in there. Here we go. Nice and steady, that's starting to thicken in there. We can kill the flame a little bit, bring it right down. And we're going to go in there with some cheddar. And make a nice cheddar sauce. Look at that. Absolutely fabulous. Now you can season up the sauce as well if you wanted. That's entirely up to you. I don't think it needs it. We've got a nice meat layer there. So that's flame off. That's our cooking done, apart from in the oven. Okay, so there's our pasta that we've cooked. And what we're going to do is chuck that cheese sauce in there and stir it in. So that cheesy sauce is going in there. So in it goes. And that's our mac and cheese right there. Look at that. Oh, awesome. That is fabulous. So just let that cool down a little minute in there. Make it more manageable to put our mac and cheese meatloaf together. Now we will be wanting a normal meatloaf glaze on the top there. That's ketchup in there. We're going to go in there with some brown sugar. We're going to go in there with a little bit of pepper. And we're going to go in with a splash of Worcester sauce. We're going to give that a mix. And that is going to be our glaze on the top of our mac and cheese meatloaf. Okay, we've got a 2-pound loaf tin. Okay, and we are going to go in there with a little bit of butter. And we're going to grease this tin out. Up the sides. Make sure you've got your oven on 190, 375, somewhere around about there. That will do nicely. Tin on a tray, just in case it bubbles over. Okay, we want to take a layer of meat and we want to squash it down. Get a nice layer in there. In there, some of our mac on there. Oh, are you kidding me? Again, work it in. In there, some cheddar. We want a sneaky cheddar layer in there. Give us that maximum flavour. Back on there with some meat. Give it a squidge down. Bring it in. And back on there with our mac. Get it in there. We want a decent layer on there, you know. It should all stick up together, we hope. Now you can breadcrumb this as well if you wanted. You know, you could put breadcrumbs on for the extra crunch. That's entirely up to you. Okay, and then we're on there with a bit more cheddar. Get your cheddar on. Now don't forget that this thing is cooked. So all we're doing is melting it all together. Fabulous. And on there with some more of that meat. Come on, layer it up. See if we can try and keep it as a bit of a loaf shape. And of course we got to stick with tradition, and we got to go over the top of there with our glaze. So there you are, that's our mac and cheese meatloaf. That goes in the oven, 190, 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Just try and crisp it, solidify a little bit, get that glaze cooked on the top of there, and it's all cooked, it's perfect. Let's get it in the oven. Okay, I think we've got it on that. I think we need to be taking that out. Oh, that looks absolute. Look at that. Now that's what we're talking. Mac and cheese meatloaf. Wow. Right, we're going to have to let that cool down at least 10 minutes. At least. It's like a volcano in there. All that cheese sauce, melted cheese. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure how this is going to come out of here, because obviously all the macaroni is going to be loose. But what we're going to do is come through with a knife. That's going to start us off. This thing is absolutely steaming, but we've got to try and keep it all together. Impossible. Look at that. That is our mac and cheese meatloaf made. That is phenomenal. Look at that thing. A little bit of parsley, come on. Let's make it look like something. Oh, fantastic. Come on, let's give it a try. We've let it cool down long enough. Oh, we're in. Oh, come on. Oh, mac and cheese meatloaf. Oh, that is sensational. That is absolutely fantastic. What a flavour combination. We've got all our mince layer in there. We've got 2 layers of mince and a topping on the top. We've got our mac and cheese in there, full of cheesy flavour like you would with a mac and cheese. We use the Italian herbs in there. That is fantastic. Sensational dish right there. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make mac and cheese meatloaf. And if you do like what we're doing, don't forget the big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video.